guys? It's that Sly Guy here with the man, the myth, the legend, Malnox, for the newest episode of Taking Back Mondays, your positivity podcast. But before we get started with any of that, now, where can the great people find you if they were to, want to click on buttons that allowed them to see things that you posted on different, social sites around the world and internet?
Right, yeah.
If somebody were to want to do something like that,
Something crazy like that.
something,
Does that even exist yet? I don't know. But if
Where
it
could
did, it would probably be at Malnox on everywhere except for some hypothetical website called Twitter, or maybe. And there's Malnox TV, because in this universe we're talking about of these strange social platforms, some fine gentleman, I'm sure, has taken the tag Malnox. He tweets once a year. Hashtag released it. But Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, and here on Twitch, it's all Malnox. Malno. Where might the good people of this universe that we're creating in our minds be able to find you?
Much like you, but a little bit different, they could find me all of those places. It's that Sly Guy. It's crazy. You've got these adoring fans that create accounts because they want to be you. Nobody wants to be me. They just want to be around me. So, it's one of those things, like, people will hang out, but they're not gonna fake it like that, because you can't be me.
Only one.
There's only one.
One and only, y'all.
There are two Malnoxes, though, technically.
Technically, I think the other guy is a Malno XX. I don't think he's a. I think he's a Malno.
I think he's actually.
XX.
I think on his Twitter page it says Manolo. Yeah.
But his name is Malno. Manolo, what you doing, man? I know you're watching. I know you're a big fan.
Everybody's watching.
Yeah. So, like, what's going on, dude?
This is like Ms. TV. It's must see right here.
Must see TV. Or, the TV for your ears, called podcasts, where you might be listening to this now. You can hear it on any of the fine podcasting platforms. Anywhere podcasts are found, you'll probably find us. Or maybe you're watching it after the fact on YouTube, youtube.com/Malnox, or maybe youtube.com/It's That Sly Guy. Who knows?
Maybe.
If you're watching it on one, go subscribe to the other one.
Do it
We'll wait.
right now.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. I appreciate the support.
I felt the buttons being clicked. It was great.
Felt it, yeah. Felt it here. Oh, like you're clicking the buttons in my heart.
I mean, it really is like you're clicking the buttons of our heart. But before we go any farther, what is something good that happened this week?
Something good that happened this fine week is, man, I got my shiny iffy new keyboard in.
Ooh.
And I filmed an unboxing video for it that I'm only halfway done editing, that I need to finish editing tonight. I got halfway through the editing last night and realized that I spent a long time talking about how much I like this keyboard and unboxed it for like 40 minutes. And I only got through like 20 minutes of editing last night. So I have like another 20 minutes of stream to chop up and cut this down, because no one wants to watch me unbox a keyboard for 40 minutes. I mean, I mean, maybe some people would, but like,
you should do like an extended cut and
do the director's
yeah.
Do the director's cut, which is literally just my stream. It's just not edited at all. It's literally just the live stream, like a 45 minutes with all the ums and uhs and like awkward moving other keyboards around and stuff, and like me crawling around behind the like computer to plug the keyboard in. All that stuff's included in the. Look for it soon on youtube.com/.
Yeah.
Sly, what's something good that happened to you?
You know, we got out and we finished some videos up for the virtual stuff we're doing.
Heck yeah.
We found out that most of our parks are going to be ready to go next week.
Nice.
And the one park that's not, we have some counter things that we might be able to set up for them. So we may not be able to go to the park we've always gone to, but we may be able to do some other things.
Okay.
So, good news coming there because, we with the craziness going on in the world, we didn't know where we would be able to go, what we would be able to do.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, that's awesome. That.
Yeah. So, now for the question of the hour. The hell are we even talking about tonight?
Guys, today night, right now, we're talking about goals, but not just goals, y'all. We're talking about smart goals, and that's not smart like smart. That's smart like SMART. That's smart like specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time sensitive goals, y'all.
It's an important distinction because if we were talking about smart goals like intelligent, that would mean that we would call some goals dumb, and I don't think either of us would do that. If it's a true goal,
Yeah.
like it's probably not dumb. It may not be thought out fully,
Which is what we're gonna go.
which is what we're going to talk about.
Now,
So you said it. We're going to start at the beginning, right?
very good place to start.
A great place to start. And I'm super dyslexic and I'm Texan, but I think I can spell this word. And the beginning is an S,
That's correct.
which stands for specific.
Specific, y'all. Goals need to be specific. Specific. Got to be simple. It's got to be. It's got to have some significance to you, and you got to really hone in on what that goal is, y'all. Because you got to ask yourself a couple questions when we're talking about specific goals. You got to say, what do you want to accomplish? Because without a clearly defined goal, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because you don't know what you're setting out to achieve. You don't know what does success in this goal look like, and you're not going to know that if you're not specific. So you gotta say, what do you want to accomplish? You got to know why it's important to you. We've talked a lot about knowing your why. So when we get into the specific, then we need to know that why behind the goal, behind that specific reason for the goal. And you got to think about, the specifics of what do you need to achieve this goal? Where is this goal going to be achieved? Is it something that you're doing at home? Do you need to travel somewhere for this goal? And then, is it, is this goal going to require any like extra things, I guess, any specific things, is it going to require me to go somewhere? Like if I want to get in shape, is that going to require me to have gym equipment, or is that going to require me to go purchase a membership at a gym and then travel to the gym? So those are you need to figure out not just specifically what the goal is, but the specifics of that goal.
Yeah, and then so like you need to state what you're gonna do, and you need to use action words.
Yep.
When we're setting a goal, it's not I want, it's I will. Right? Because if you I want, then you're already giving yourself the out of like it's a possibility that I won't, because it's just something I want to do, not something I'm going to do. Right?
Correct.
And then even so, like you use the I want to get in shape, right? I would say even that needs to be a more specified thing. So like, it's not just I want to get in shape, because that's pretty broad, right? Like, what do you want to do with that? What it's I want to lose weight, build muscle, you know, uh, that sort of specific
Yeah,
nature
and we're
to
gonna
goals.
get a little bit more into the different obviously as we get into steps. But I think
Yeah,
using getting in shape because we're both in the fitness industry. I think that's a good um
yeah,
a
that's a good
good
one for us to run with.
yeah, and I think when you're talking about specific, because we also want to talk about things that are measurable, achievable, realistic, time sensitive. Obviously, all the different parts are smart. So I think it's important to be specific in the sense that you need to have a goal that's you can't just say I want to get in shape like you said. That's a very broad goal. Even I want to lose weight is a
Hmm.
very broad goal because do you want to lose 5 pounds? Do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to lose 100 pounds?
It
So
sounds like that goal needs to be measurable.
does need to be measurable. And so we need to be able to track our progress because tracking and seeing progress in your goal is going to keep you motivated. We talked about taking a big goal and breaking it down into smaller actionable parts. We talked about having that checklist to check
Hmm.
off every day. Now, if I have a goal that says I want to lose weight, I don't have any way to measure success on that goal except for, well, I weigh less than I did 5 months ago, but I'm not going to be able to keep motivated um, and to stay accountable without being able to measure that. So if I just say, hey, I want to lose weight, and I never step on a scale, I don't know where my starting weight is. I don't know, I'm not tracking current weight or anything like that. Then I can just be like, it look like maybe I lost some weight. I don't know. So you have to have it be measurable, and so that could be I want to lose 10 pounds.
Hmm.
That is a measurable amount. See how much you weigh now, and then track your progress as you go. And then let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. You step on the scale in 2 weeks and you've lost 2 pounds or 1 pound. Now, a pound a week is, unless we're talking about, like extreme weight loss, if we're talking about losing like 10, 15 pounds, a pound a week is a good rate. So if you lose a pound in, a week or two, that's something that's going to help you stay motivated. And that's, hey, I lost a pound. Awesome. I can measure my progress now. I can see that I'm making progress on my goal.
Yeah. And I think so for me, and you can touch on this if you have another side of it.
Mhm.
But for me, I like my specific goals to be multifaceted when possible. Uh, because, like you said, the measurable section
Mhm.
is going to be how you stay motivated a lot of times.
Yeah.
So for me, like getting in shape, great goal. I want to lose, I want to lose 50 pounds.
Mhm.
But I also want to build strength to where I can up my bench press, this much, or I want to build this much strength into, I want a percentage increase in your PRs or,
Exactly.
whatever it is. That way, like you can look at it and hey, you might go for a couple weeks without losing weight because, remember muscle weighs more than fat. As you're losing weight, you're going to be building muscle.
Mhm.
If you're doing it right and well, typically, like you may not lose weight for a couple weeks, but you're going to see that strength increase. That way, you keep motivation. If you have multifaceted, where you can see a increase in multiple areas.
Mhm.
I like to try to multifaceted set goals.
Mhm. I agree with that. I want to get in shape means so much more than just I want to lose weight because you can lose weight but still be out of shape. You can be an out of shape skinny guy for sure. Just because you're skinny doesn't mean shape. So I agree with that. I think I want, and maybe it's you want to gain weight. Maybe it's you want to whatever. It's not all about losing weight. Maybe you want to gain weight because you want to build muscle. So I agree. Having a goal of like I want to lose 10 pounds and cut a minute off of my mile time. Then I can see if the weight's not coming off, I can see hopefully progress that I'm making in the time that I'm running or walking or what have you mile. Um, so I agree with that. Yeah, I think it's important to be able to have different touch points of that goal that are going to give me motivation when one part of the goal might be slowing down. I have another almost like having sub goals. Like overall goal obviously is I want to get in shape, but that's not specific enough. So we need to break that down. And the way we break that down doesn't necessarily have to just be one goal. I can break down I want to get in shape to 10, 20 different goals. Like I said, taking that larger goal and making it smaller and digestible, achievable pieces, which brings us to that next letter, that A, the achievable. Now, what does it mean if a goal is achievable?
It means that it's not unrealistic. So for me, for example, we've talked about it a couple times. I've gotten back into jogging, running. I've fallen off the last week and a half, couple weeks. But so a lot of chat and people who watch us know, like, I tore up my ankles in sports. I blew out my right knee. After I did all that, I stopped working out. I blew up like a water balloon.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a big guy. So part of my goals is I want to lose weight, right? But I also want to get to where I can run, not walk, not jog, but run a 5K without stopping. Right? Because if I can walk and jog, I can do a 5K, no problem. But to run it without stopping, I mean, on a knee, that's bad. On ankles, that's bad. Being hefty, like, you're not going to do that. So, like, that is my specific goal, right? So, measurable, I know how much I want to lose, and I know I want to be able to run a 5K, so it's measurable. How much can I go, how fast, or how long can I go without stopping? That increases over time. Now, achievable, I didn't say I wanted to lose 50 pounds and run a 5K without stopping by the weekend.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Not at all.
I don't know. Got some surgery or something, but then you're not running.
And still you're not running. Yeah. So it's being realistic with your goal. So setting out. I think Mal did a great job. Since we're using that, we're both in the fitness world to a certain extent. We're using that getting in shape. Mal said it. A pound a week is a great goal to have. So if you look and say, at a pound a week, I could do 50 pounds in just under a year at a pound a week. So give yourself some wiggle room and say, 13 months, right? Because there are going to be days that you plateau. There's going to be weeks that you lose more. There's going to be weeks that you may gain a little bit back, but you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, and that is an achievable goal.
For sure.
Right? In 13 months, I could do that.
Yes. And you also, I think you have to think about other factors as well. And it doesn't necessarily strictly to our goal, but just with any goal in general, is you have to think, or even possible in terms of, financially. Let's say that you have a goal to buy a new car next year. If you're living paycheck to paycheck and you can't put any money away and you're, drowning in bills, working to keep the electricity on, probably not an achievable goal in your current situation with your current constraints to buy a new car in a year. Now, there's other things. Maybe you're looking for a new job. Maybe you're going to school to get a different degree to try to get a new job. Those are things to take into consideration. But at present moment, when you're making the goal, you need to take into consideration all those factors and all those constraints that you have, and stay, like you said, stay realistic with your goal setting. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure, which is just going to discourage you. You're going to stop trying to achieve the goal because you're not seeing progress. And then you're really not going to achieve your goal because you stop trying.
Yeah, and then to take it another way, this will be a good little practice. Streaming. Part of achievable it means that it's something you control, right?
Yep.
So me and Mal have never once. We talk about our goals for streaming a lot, actually. Uh, I don't think I've ever once looked at Mal and been like, my goal is to get 500 followers this next week.
No, because he does that in one day.
Or my goal is to break 100 subs this next week.
Yeah.
Because like I don't control that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't make people come to my channel and follow me. I don't make people sub to me.
That's not how you do it.
I mean, I think. Are you doing it that way? Can you teach me how to do that?
Yeah. Got some basics of mind control books here. Let me just ship them over to you, man.
Yeah,
FedEx.
But yeah, on the real, like I can't do that, right? So like I'm not going to put my goals on something that's out of my control. I'm gonna put my goals on, this next week. I'm gonna try to stream a minimum of 5 days at 4 hours a day.
Yep.
So by the end of the week, I should have streamed for 20 hours.
Yeah. And now you can set goals that will help you get closer to those numbers that you're looking for. Like you said, having a set schedule for streaming, sticking to, having a goal to stick to a social media posting plan. I want to upload X amount of videos to YouTube a week. I want to put out X amount of content on Twitter, on Instagram, or whatever. Having that kind of a calendar of content is going to help with those things. But yeah, you can do everything you can to attract the people to follow you and sub to you, but you can't, say, all right, everyone in chat right now, sub to me, go. Do it. Just have everyone do it. It doesn't work that way. Be easier if it did.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Because exactly, all you can do is provide the best content that you possibly can and hope that people see the value in it and want to support you.
Yeah, if you're 15 years old out there and you're trying to get in better shape, but your parents are still buying groceries for you, it's gonna be hard to stick to a diet of I'm only eating meat and veggies if they're not buying that and making that, right?
Yep.
So like
exactly,
a 15-year-old doing that, you're gonna say I'm gonna eat smaller portions. You're gonna adjust what your goal is based on what you have control over.
Exactly. And even, if you say I want to lose, or I want to increase my PR by 35% over the next 4 months, 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to the gym and it's not something that you can control. Let's say I only have time to go to the gym. Well, not me personally, but let's say I only have time to go to the gym twice a week for 30 minutes each time. Well, if I can only go to the gym 2 times a week and I can only go for 30 minutes, probably not going to get a 35% increase in my PR in 5 months. Because if I look at it like that, I'm only going to the gym 8 times a month for an hour. So I'm only going to the gym for 4 hours a month. 20 hours in the gym, probably not going to do. So you got to think, do you have the amount of time to put in to that goal? And if you don't, you need to adjust your expectations of it. You might need to adjust that goal back, give yourself more time, set an initial goal of a small amount to be able to hit that. Or maybe it's something that you need to, if it's something that you're really serious about and that's something that you possibly need to time to put into it. But again, that's where it all comes back to looking at your current circumstances and making sure that something makes sense in your current circumstances. And also making sure that it's a goal that it's the right goal for you, right? Maybe if you have a goal of losing 50 pounds in a year, but you only weigh 170 and you're like 6 foot, 5'10", that's probably not the best goal for you, right? So you got to make sure that the goal makes sense for you. Which brings us to the next letter, which is R, which kind of ties in so A and R are very similar in that R is realistic, or it's relevant, right? You want to make sure that the goal is relevant to you. And you want to make sure that it's something that's going to be worth your time, A, because it doesn't make sense to start a goal if it's not going to be worth your time in the end. And also, you got to make sure that not only is it worth your time, but it's the right time in your life to do that, which kind of ties back into what I was saying about if I don't have enough time to go to the gym right now, this probably isn't the right time to be setting that goal, and I need to look at something else.
Yeah, so the way I do it is like the A, do I have control over it, right? Is it within my power to do it? Is it within my power to gain 35% on my PR? Of course. Like you work your ass off, you can achieve increase in your PR. Unless you're like Thor, not the god, the strong man. There's a strong man named Thor.
Yeah,
but he's deadlifting 1,200 pounds. Like
probably can't increase that by 35%.
Yeah, but if you're me or Mal, if you're the average human, 35% increase in PR, completely within your power. You work your ass off, you can do it. Now, realistic comes into, can I actually do it with everything around, with all the circumstances I have to counter that, right? So like you were talking about I can only go to the gym twice a week for 30 minutes. Well, is it achievable within my power? Yes. Is it realistic that it's going to happen? No. Not if that's all I can put forward to it.
Exactly. And are you the right person to be pushing for this goal at this time? And like we said before, financially doesn't make sense. Does it make sense socioeconomically for you? And doesn't make sense, even right now, you got to think, does this goal make sense during a global pandemic? Like, my goal is to travel to France next month. Probably not the best idea right now, just to be honest. My goal is to I don't know, lick one toilet in every state. Probably not the best idea right now. You probably don't want to, even if there wasn't a global pandemic, you don't want to go licking toilets. But like really right now, you don't want to do that, right? So that's not a good goal. It's not a good goal to have. That's not a worthwhile goal. It's definitely not the right time to be licking toilets. And so, again, you have to take it, like you said, you have to take those external factors going on right now. And then you have to hold your goal up to the external factors and say, does it make sense? Is this goal something that's realistic given the state of things, the state of the world, the state of other people around you, right?
Yeah.
And, talking about is it the right time or not brings us loosely into the last letter, which is time sensitive or time bound. Timely. It needs to have a timeline. You have to have a timeline to your goal, because you can't say, my goal is to lose 50 pounds, or my goal is to increase my PR by 35%. Full stop. You can't do that, because then you can procrastinate, and humans procrastinate. It's not happen. I know you procrastinate. I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking at you in the heart. Not you, Sly. Them. Yes, them. Looking at them. I know you procrastinate. I know you do it. I do it.
True.
I do it a lot. I know you do too. Don't try to say you don't, but that's okay. But when we set deadlines for ourselves, we're more likely to follow through with those things. So if we have a time-bound goal, I want to lose, to use Sly's example, 50 pounds in 13 months. Gives me a little more wiggle room. I have 56 weeks, pound a week. Maybe 1 week I gain a little bit. Maybe I lose a little bit more. But that gives me a timeline of when I need to have this accomplished by, which then will let me break that total goal down smaller parts. Like we talked about, I was taking big goals, breaking them down. I have 13 months to do this. Now I can down monthly, I can weekly, I can see exactly what I have to do. It's just like at my work. We have monthly goals, right? We have monthly goals of our revenue, of how many new students we want to enroll, how many people we need to renew on programs, we want to upgrade on programs, retail sales, all that kind of stuff. We always start out with our goal for the month, and then that gets broken down weekly and daily, because it's important to know every day where you are on your goals. You need to know, what do I need to do today to achieve, to be where I want to be in a month? What do I need to do today to be where I want to be in 13 months? Not, what do I need to do today to lose weight at some point in my life?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll do it tomorrow. I have time. You need to put that pressure on you.
Yeah. And so I do think we've hit on the fitness stuff a lot, and that partially you're a Taekwondo instructor. I coach physical education for homeschool students. So we live in that world outside of stream. So I think, we've kind of gone through a goal for getting in shape or whatever it is that we want to do. That is a SMART goal. I think let's set a SMART goal in streaming.
Good.
So, yes, what are we going to do? What's specific?
All right, guys, our specific goal. So let's set a specific goal for someone that is.
I'll be a guinea pig. Let's do it. We don't have to make up.
Oh.
I'll be a guinea pig.
Okay, so let's set a specific.
What do you want to know?
Let's set a specific goal for It's That Sly Guy in the streaming world. All right. So, Sly, what? Sly, how many times do you upload to YouTube a week?
Currently about one every other week.
Okay. So, what if we set a goal, specific goal, to upload a video to YouTube every week for 2 months?
Ooh.
Not past. We're gonna put a timeline on this, because I don't want to just say every week ad nauseum, because that goes on to infinity. But if we say once a week, weekly uploads for 2 months.
Okay.
Now, that's a measurable goal.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be one. That's our measurement.
Yeah.
One a week for 2 months, which means 8 total videos. So every week you have 1 of 8. Is that something that you think is achievable?
Yeah, I mean, 1 a week. That's not unachievable.
I mean, at bare minimum, we make a podcast every week.
I knew that's where you were going.
You don't have to do anything else. You just have to download the VOD. Throw up an intro. Throw on an ending screen.
But I mean, like that's like you post that to YouTube. Like that's like your content.
No, our content. And every other week you have 2 options.
Yeah, that's my every other week video right now is D&D.
Yeah. And is YouTube posting is video posting on YouTube that relevant?
I mean, I am a content creator, so creating content would be relevant.
Is it realistic in the socioeconomic? You have time to stay inside, edit videos.
Probably just a little bit of time. Yeah.
Does it match with the other efforts or the other needs that you have in your content creation?
I mean, yeah. Right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Discoverability. Yeah. And did we bind that in time?
Yeah. 2
Give
months.
you an end date. 2 months. By the way, remind me after this. I have something to talk to you about YouTube.
Okay. Ow.
Which is kind of why I set this goal for you.
No, it's not. You
when
set this goal for me specifically because I don't upload podcast.
Hey, doesn't have to be the podcast. You could just stream.
Because I don't upload to YouTube.
You just stream highlights.
Which is true. Like, it is something that I talk about that I don't do.
Hmm?
I don't do YouTube well. I don't do social media well.
But there's tools out there to help, and it is something that I know you're working on, because I've seen in the past month.
Yeah.
I've seen your name pop up on my feed more and more. Not just on Twitter, seeing it on TikTok. So I got TikTok game strong, y'all. Go follow Sly on TikTok right now, guys. It's that Sly guy over on TikTok.
It's all right, TikTok game.
Y'all hit it with that follow. You guys spam him with those likes.
Realistically, I just duet Malnox's videos and I act all angry.
I mean, content.
That's all.
Your love sucks.
Your love sucks.
I love it.
Love
it. Now,
yeah.
SMART goals. The process that we went through here, you can apply it to anything. Doesn't have to be streaming. Doesn't have to be fitness. Any goal that you have, you can break it down. Make it specific. Sure it's measurable. Sure it's achievable. Sure it's relevant and realistic. Sure it's time sensitive, time bound, timely, whatever word you want to use, for make sure there's a timeline attached to it. And that's really the
What the?
There you go. Oh man.
Damn Logitech cameras.
Right. Dang. But that's really, when it comes down to it, that's the beauty of this smart system of goal setting, is that you really can apply it to anything. And now when we get into talking about like really long-term goals, I think it does get a little bit harder to use the SMART method when you talk about 5, 10, 15, 20-year goals. If you just keep it as a 5, 10, 15, 20-year goal. But like we talked about, those are goals that need to be further broken down. So I think that using the SMART method to initially lay out your long-term goal, and then still applying the SMART method to break it down to, all right, to achieve this 20-year goal, now I have this goal of what I need to do in 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, next month, next week, whatever. That's what I think is the power and the benefit of this kind of goal setting. I think if you just were to set a goal for 20 years in the future, use the SMART method, and you don't do anything else to it, then yes, it's very easy to not follow through with that. Because I can set lots of goals for 20 years in the future and then say, okay, I have 20 years to do this. I guarantee you I'm probably not going to go out and every single day work on it. But if I say I have 20 years to do this, but in 10 years I want to be here, in 5 years I want to be here, next year I want to be here, leading up, building up to that goal, it's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. And I was getting ready to disagree with you on SMART goals being harder for longer goals because of the fact that you're exactly right. SMART goals, if you do a 20-year SMART goal, it gives you something to work on tomorrow. It doesn't give you something to hope for in 20 years. It gives you something to work on tomorrow.
Yep.
Which is, yeah, like you said, it's why I like SMART goals. Um, but there's nothing else you want to say on goals that are both intelligent and smart. Might be that time.
Might be that time indeed.
I think it's that time. I was waiting. You gasped. You gasped like Eliza at the end. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm addicted to Hamilton. Don't.
No, I think it is that time, y'all. Next week, we will be back with more positivity for your Monday. We'll take it back from the trolls. We will rescue your Monday from the ne'er-do-wells that seek to bring you down.
I'm just saying, when you take back Monday, it leads into an untoxic Tuesday and a way to go Wednesday and I don't know what to say for Thursday. Terrific Thursday.
Thirst.
And a Friday, and nobody's ever upset on the weekend. So like, all you gotta do, you gotta take back Monday, and it sets everything up.
Take back that Monday.
But
never know where you're gonna go. Also, guys, don't forget next week Sunday before Taking Back Monday. Barbells for boobs. Charity stream. 1 P. They do a P. PM. 1 p.m. Sign language.
I took sign language for 3 years, you know.
Yep. Right here. It's gonna be good. We'll see you there.
Sly might hop in for a little bit during that stream. You never know. Things could happen. But don't forget that we love you guys. Don't forget to love each other. Be characters that make an impact on the world around you. Because
the sun will rise. And we will try.
Later days.
Peace out.